What's happening, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to our second test show, Thrifty Business with Jay and Nay. I'm Vegas Jay, and that's my co-host, Philly Nay. What's happening, Nay?
Hi, how are you?
I am good. How are you doing?
Great.
All right. You know we start every show with what is Jay drinking tonight, and let's get that going. And we're now calling that Jay's Tiki Talk. So bear with me one quick second here. Oops. And this is why this is another test show, because I'm having a technical difficulty right this second. All righty. Do this again one more time. All right. Here we go. Jay's Tiki Talk. So every episode I'm going to have some rum and a tiki mug, and we'll talk about that a little bit because that's kind of my life. And this week we are drinking Deadhead rum.
And now, I have iced coffee.
Yeah, Nay's got iced coffee. But the problem with Deadhead rum is it has nothing to do with the Grateful Dead, but that's what they called it. It's like a shrunken head. And the mug I'm using tonight is one made specifically for Deadhead rum. Oops, there we go.
Very nice.
The only problem with this mug is it's way too small, so a lot of refills. So how's your iced coffee, my dear?
It's very good, thank you. My soy milk and dark brewed, it's perfect.
I actually have a funny story about iced coffee. I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but I was in college with a bunch of friends, and we were studying for finals, and my friend was making a coffee run, and she said, "Do you want an iced coffee?" And I just didn't hear the word iced.
Iced, right.
I just heard coffee.
It's a totally different thing.
And it wasn't in a clear cup like you got. So all I did was I took a little sip, and I'm like, holy hell, what was that? Yeah. I had no, because that's when it was new. I had no clue there was such a thing as iced coffee.
It's a totally different thing, yes, I agree.
Oddly enough, I had a story about iced coffee. All right, so what we're going to do, those of you tuning in for the first time, Nadine and I, we're both thrifters. We both sell on eBay. We have different specialties, different niches, and we're going to talk about our scores of the week, our duds of the week, tips of the week, all kinds of fun stuff. We got a little guest right down here, Ann Barron. We'll get to her in a bit. But for starters, first thing we're going to do, our first segment of the week is...
Scores.
Scores, yeah, I'm looking, shoot. Where... Oh, duh. Hang on a second. My bad. That's why it's a test show, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Oh, I got to turn that up. That was not fun. Here we go again. All
That's
right.
better.
Yes. Yeah, we're working out the kinks, but yeah, let's talk scores of the week. So I'm going to talk my score of the week. And now the funny thing is, I kind of got two things to share. And Nadine's a women's clothing seller, as is Ann, and I usually stay in the genre of Hawaiian, but this week I had two women's scores that had nothing to do with Hawaiian. So the first score is these awesome, awesome shoes that I saw at a garage sale, and without even looking, I knew they would be a score.
Oh, yeah, those are awesome.
And I got these for $5.
I've sold Tuck heels before, and they do... They're cute.
And, yeah, so $5. It lasted in my store maybe a week. And Tuck is definitely on my radar now.
Mine went to Germany, actually, my heels, and they paid a lot in shipping, and they love them.
Cool.
They had, like, peacock feathers all over them. They were black with crazy feathers all over them.
So the tip I'm going to give about this is, guys, just because you don't sell women's clothes, if you saw these shoes at a garage sale for $5, you should pick them up. I could tell right away. I'm like, I will make some money on these.
Definitely.
And then this is my other score of the week. Like I said, I usually deal in Hawaiian clothing, but I happen to see this on the rack. Graph California wear blouse, and it's all a horse print.
Oh.
And I ran a little sale this week, but I sold it for $37.49, and I paid $7 for it. But I knew it was a cool print. I'm like,
that's a cool, like, abstract horse print too. That's neat. I like that.
Yeah, I'll give you a little close up of the print itself. There we go.
That's awesome.
There's the print.
There's some crazy horse people out there. So.
Oh yeah. So those are my two scores of the week, and I'll knock that off for a second, and we'll get you up here so everybody can see your lovely face.
Mine is
And hang on a second, let me pop over to your scores of the week. And those are Ann's, so we'll get rid of those for a moment. Alrighty, so here is Nadine's score of the week, and I'll give you cash register.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Here is Nadine's score of the week.
Mine is also horses. It's actually just 1 yard of vintage 1960s equestrian horses, Derby Farms fabric. It actually had the original tag from the fabric store in the 1960s on it, which was really cool because it gave all the information about the type of fabric and everything about it. And it was just really cool vintage fabric. And this woman who is just really into equestrian, stuff, she came along and she was thrilled with it. She was absolutely thrilled. She wanted to know if I had more. Unfortunately, I didn't. I would have sold it to her had I had more, but it sold for $49.99, and
oh, that was so loud. Sorry. I was trying to give you an cool.
And I paid. I actually bought this at a flea market. There was a woman that was selling a bunch of vintage fabric, and I bought a ton of it for $10. So I still have some more in my store from that haul that's for sale. But so I probably paid like maybe $2 for it at the most, with all the fabric that I got from that haul. So
you know, it's funny. We did not plan this or set this up, but both our scores are horsey things.
I know. Horses
Isn't that
sell
weird?
well. Yes.
And my other thing was a cat, and I see a cat sitting behind you, so that's very weird tonight.
Oh, yes, I guess I do have one of my cats on. So I have another score as well.
Let's hear it.
So this is, I found this at the Salvation Army with, when I was with you, actually, a couple weeks ago. Hold on a second. Can you see?
Go the other way.
Hold on.
I see a blanket. I see a 70s psychedelic-looking blanket is what I see. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. That'd be right at home in your panel van with the waterbed in the back and that on top of it.
I apologize, I had unplugged for a minute, but it's an Afghan from the 1970s. It's very well done. It's got the bright orange and green, and it's got the great 1970s colors in it. It's very well made, and I just had it cleaned. It just came back from the cleaners, and it came back in wonderful condition. I actually don't know if I'm going to end up selling this or keeping it for myself, but it was definitely a good score because it's just so nicely made and it's so 70s. So
yeah, I was when your headphones were off, I was saying it would look perfect in the back of a 70s panel van with a waterbed.
It's so 70s. I will probably end up selling it. It's just so beautiful. It's so well made, and it's just a perfect. It's a perfect example of a great 70s piece. So I was thrilled with that score.
All right, so there's our scores of the week, and you know what follows the scores of the week? That's right, the dud of the week. Excuse me. There we go. So the duds of the week are our mistakes, and we want our mistakes not to be yours. So we're going to share with you where we went off the rails and we shouldn't have bought what we bought, or we should have, like last week I talked about shipping. I screwed up on the shipping. So this week is my dud is an item I bought many of thinking they'd be awesome, and I've barely sold one. So here is what I think you should probably avoid. So Skywalker OG, for those of you not in the know, is a strain of weed. And I found T-shirts for different strains of weed at a Savers, and they were like $2 or $3. And I thought, oh my God, potheads will love this. Problem is, I'm guessing potheads aren't shopping on eBay because I can't. This is the first one I sold. It's taken months, and even though it looks like it sold for $19.99, it only sold for $10. And I was happy to get the 10. I'm just like, crap. So, tip to everyone. No weed shirts, okay? I thought it'd be awesome, but I guess I can't get the stoners to shop. So that's my bad score of the week, my dud, if you will. And let's hop over to Nay's duds. And nope, that is Ann's duds. I gotta figure out a way to label better. Oh, there's Nay's duds. Alrighty, so let's. And
Okay, so
why do we flush this down the toilet, Nay?
well, you see Starbucks mugs and you automatically think that they sell well, that all Starbucks mugs will sell. However, that's not true. I found this at Goodwill and I think I paid $4.99 for it, which was way too much. In the box, new, I thought, this is a good mug, it'll sell. Well, as it turned out, I didn't do my research while in the thrift store, and it was a Target mug that was sold. It was actually given away free with bags of Starbucks coffee at Target. So there were an ample amount on eBay, and most of them were selling. I tried to put mine up for $14.99 with free shipping, and people were selling theirs for $4.99 with free shipping. I don't know how they were going to, get any profit with that, but so what I did was I had this coaster, this just rubber coaster from another Starbucks purchase that I had made. It was my personal item, and I threw that in there with my dud mug, and it sold for $14.99. I did not make a lot of profit on it, but at least I got my money back in a little bit. And so sometimes when you have a dud, if you think outside of the box and you add something in there with it, do a little extra, make it stand out from the other duds in the crowd, it might sell. So
let me ask you this:
Mhm.
What? How'd you ship that?
I could not FOMO it because I had to ship it in the box.
Okay, that's
But
all I wanted you to say. Because let me show you what I found at the thrift store. Well, hang on,
okay,
because
all right.
I was hoping you'd say that. I found a FOMO T-shirt. So for those of you who don't know, FOMO is a way to ship coffee mugs in a padded flat rate envelope. Or you might think, get the hell out of here, Jay. You can't ship a mug in an envelope. Yes, you can. We'll definitely go over that in detail later on. But FOMO stands for, in our world, freely overcoming mug obstacles. So I can't believe I found a FOMO T-shirt. Okay, I'm sorry. So how'd you actually ship it then?
Well, I lucked out because it was an eastern state. It was on the eastern on the East Coast where I am. So it actually didn't. It actually cost like $5 and some change to ship a 2-pound box. So it wasn't too bad for the shipping. I mean, it still didn't make a lot once fees came out and whatnot. I think I spent $5 for it in the first place, so I made only a couple dollars. But at least it's out of my store. It's sold, and the dud is gone. So the point is, if you can add something extra in, make your dud stand out from the rest, then that's a good approach.
That's awesome. Get your duds gone. And I realized I wasn't on screen when I showed my shirt. So there's my FOMO shirt.
That's cool.
There we go. So that's my awesome score. Alrighty. So we've done our scores. We've done our duds. And the next thing we're going to do is uno momento. I will make sure I'm a little quicker on the draw from now on. Well, it would help if I had the graphic up. Let's try again. Okay. Close encounters of the thrifty kind. This is where Nay and I have had an encounter with somebody in the thrift store, good, bad, weird, indifferent. And I'm going to let Nay go first on this one, and then I will let you know my close encounter. Close encounters of the thrifty kind, sorry.
Okay. So I tend to buy a lot of yarn and sell it. I especially like the wools and the alpaca and the kind of odd blends versus the acrylic, although some of the acrylic colors will sell well because they're discontinued and they are sought out. So this one day I hit the Goodwill a couple weeks ago, and someone had obviously cleared out their entire yarn stash, and it was all new banded yarn, and Goodwill had bundled it in plastic bags in lots of 6 to 8 skeins per plastic bag, and they were between $4.99 and $5.99 a bag. So,
hey, what's a skein?
A skein is a kind of a ball or a long oval bunch of yarn. It's the compound of yarn. So, so anyway, I rounded the corner after picking up. I put like 3 of these bags in my cart, and I was all excited because I was finding all this yarn, obviously donated by the same person. I rounded the corner and I literally almost bumped into this woman, and she was also loading her cart with yarn that she was finding in the next aisle. So she looked at my yarn and I looked at her yarn, and she said, you know what, I need that red color to finish something. would you mind trading me with one of my bags? So I looked at her bags, and she had this alpaca wool blend yarn, which was actually much more, it was actually worth more, and it would sell better than the acrylic yarn that she wanted, because she wanted the specific discontinued color. So I happily switched with her. And then I was, walking around again, and I went into the clothes. As I was coming back to the houseware section, I found her again, and she said, "You know what? I think I've bought too much yarn, and and I think I need to get rid of a bag or two. But I don't want to just put it back. I thought that you could use it, so I wanted to offer it to you first before I put it back." So she gave me a couple more bags of yarn that she decided not to buy, and I was like, "Oh, sure, I'll take them." And so I got some great yarn that day, and the point is that not every other thrift shopper in the store is your competition. Sometimes you might end up getting a good deal from some of the other shoppers if you're friendly with them. So.
Now, is this the yarn you want me to show now?
And yes, and actually, coincidentally, just today, I sold the first 3 skeins from one of those lots. That just sold today for $19.99. There were approximately 3 or 4 more skeins in that bag with that. So I have a whole lot of yarn from these lots. I think I bought 5 bags of it. That sold for $19.99. That was just acrylic, so it's not, but it was a sought-out color. So you can imagine, I'm going to definitely get my money back and a lot more for those 5 bags of yarn that I bought.
Good job. And yeah, that's a skein. I just said that to you. For those who are watching who've never bought yarn,
yeah, those are
they might have been like
3 skeins of yarn. Yeah.
Skein, So we tend to use lingo that we're familiar and comfortable with, and then forget that if we're talking to a broader audience, like maybe I should explain what a tiki mug is. Some people might not know. Maybe So always want to make sure that. When we say our terms, like, we can't just throw out FOMO and not kind of follow it up.
Exactly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our Close Encounters of the Thrifty Kind for the week. And now... it is time for a Thrifty Tip of the Week. And my Thrifty Tip is going to be online thrifting. Online thrifting is very easy. If you have a niche and can figure out how people screw up things in your niche when they list them online, you can profit. I routinely, when I have time, buy Hawaiian shirts on eBay that are poorly labeled, poorly listed, buy them cheap, get them home, relist them, sell them for lots of money. So here's one that I haven't listed yet, but I will. And you'll know why it's going to sell for a lot more than I paid for it. This is a Rain Spooner, which is a great Hawaiian shirt line. It is Ohio State Buckeyes Rain Spooner, and Rain's got a specific line of sports shirts. Whoops, wrong way. Now, how I found this without, I'll give away all my secrets, how I found this and realized that they had screwed up, they forgot to put Spooner in their title. So it just said Rain Sports. Now, if you have saved searches, and you don't want to save searches, we'll get into that someday, but if you have saved searches for Rain Spooner shirts, this would have never shown up. Ohio State Buckeyes won the national championship, and so as football season approaches, I paid $12.05 for shipping, I think, so it was $17. I will put this up for $69.99, and I'll probably get it like that. Especially when preseason college ball starts, it'll still be warm out, so this will be a nice score. So my Thrifty Tip of the week is learn the mistakes other people make in your niche on eBay and go find them.
Find lots, too. That's another thing.
Yes.
People make errors by selling things in mass lots when they should be selling individually, and I've scored that way very well. So.
All right, what's your Thrifty Tip of the week? Hang on. We will do it.
Okay, so in my personal goodwill, people steal shopping carts very frequently. And there are not an ample amount of baskets either, so often I will go in there and there will be no baskets and no carts. So that means that I have to carry my entire haul in my hands, which is kind of hard. This has also happened occasionally at other thrifts where there's big sale days or whatever and there's no carts available. So if you have this problem, what I do is I keep in my car a giant tote bag. Here's an example of one. It is huge, as you can see. It's just a shopping bag. This one is from TJ Maxx. But it carries a lot. It slings over my shoulder, and it will work just like a shopping cart or a basket if you're stuck in that situation where you don't have a cart or a basket to carry your haul in. Because often, I know in my Goodwill, they don't let me store stuff at the counter, and if I do, it'll be gone. So it's just a good little extra thing to keep in your possession while you're thrifting, so that you can carry your stuff around. You don't have to limit your amount of purchase. So
now that blows my mind, because we definitely have ample amount of carts at every store I shop at here.
Not here. No. People steal the carts all the time. We're lucky we have 2 carts in our Goodwill, and then there's like maybe 3 baskets. And on sale days, forget it. There's nothing. So I mean, I guess it's a geographic thing. It's a regional thing, but for me, that's and actually IKEA sells, if you have an IKEA near you, they have huge bags that are similar to that for I think like $2.99, and they work great as well. So
yeah, when I shopped with you last time I was in Philly, I was like, "Where's the carts?" And you're like,
"Yeah, no, they get stolen." Yeah.
And what's great is when you get a cart, you're in a Goodwill, and there's like a Target cart, a grocery store cart.
It's not like a Goodwill cart. Yeah.
It is the hodgepodge of carts. I absolutely love it.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's our segments we did last week. So if you want, or our last episodes, if you watch, but now we have a new segment, and geez, I didn't think of a sound effect for it. So I'm going to pick one here. Hang on a second. Here's our new segment. How's that? All right, so we're going to do the viewers' 2-minute topic of the week. We got a question on our fan page, and if you're not on our fan page, get to it, please. Thrifty Business with Jay and Nay. It's really easy to find on Facebook, and each week we're going to answer a question from a specific viewer, and this question came from Patsy Maloney, and she said, "Can you give me expert advice on why and how free shipping is a plus or a negative?" And we want to make it a little more fun than just, oh, let's answer a question. So we're each going to give a 60-second reply. Here's our timer. And Nate, do you want to go first?
Okay.
All right. So hang on a quick second. Well, I didn't think this out. So even though you're going to talk, we're going to see me, because I want to make sure we see the timer on the screen.
Okay.
So, well, I guess I didn't think that out of the way. But you talk. I got me locked in.
Okay. Ready?
Hang on. I'll give you on your mark, get set, go. I'm going to remind you the question is, can you give expert advice on why and how free shipping is a plus or a negative? On your mark, get set, go.
Okay. Yes, I offer free shipping on most of my items. I would say 90% of my items. And it works well because I don't have to figure in the shipping. I don't have to think about the shipping. And I think people do appreciate that. However, I factor in the longest national shipping, like domestic shipping. So in other words, if it goes to California, then I'm going to pay the full amount. But if it goes to the East Coast, then I'm going to make some extra money on it. However, when I do auctions, or if I have something super, super heavy, I will add an extra shipping cost. Sometimes not the full amount of shipping. I'll give a discounted cost, but because it's not worth it to add it into the bulk item cost, I think that it works out better that way sometimes. That's the only time where I do add in the shipping cost, but about 90% of the time, again, I do free shipping on everything, and it works out well for me.
Oh, you came in 5 seconds early, girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me reset, and it is now my turn. Here we go. I offer free shipping on almost everything, and the reason you use free shipping is to get higher in the search. And we'll talk about other things that put you higher in the search, but if you're selling an item that 100 people have, and you offer free shipping, and only, like, say, 8 of you offer it, you will be higher in the search. Now, when I don't add free shipping and I throw some money in, is I sell a lot of rare items, especially tiki mugs. If I'm the only one selling it, it does not matter where I come up in search because I'm the only one. So then you could throw a little shipping in. And I've been experimenting, throwing shipping in on things that I used to do free shipping. And some things people will pay shipping for. They don't mind it. They understand that they're buying a breakable item. It's got to be shipped across the country. So if I throw in like $8.99, to them it doesn't bother them. But if you're selling a T-shirt and 100 people have that T-shirt, you offer free shipping, yours will sell quicker than the person who's charging $3. Yep.
Very good point about the search ranking.
I came in early too. Ta-da! So that's our new segment, the 2-minute topic of the week from a viewer. Yeah, that went pretty cool. I like that. All right, so all right, we're right on time. This is great. I am so, by the way, so I'm going to pause before I bring on Ann. Ann, you're going to be on in a second. I want to thank everyone. You know, we ran a test show a few days ago, and I had this vision. And I had this vision of this great partner, Nadine, and I thought, okay, I want to do something different than everybody else is doing. I want to do segments, and I want to have graphics, and I want to have sound effects, and I want to keep building on it. And the response we got from everybody has been so overwhelmingly awesome. I'm so excited that you guys liked it. I'm so excited that my vision worked out. My partner's kicking ass, and it's been quite awesome. And I'm still working out the kinks. You'll see this episode that I was a little slow in the graphics, but I'm getting it, and I think it's gonna be a cool thing. I'm excited that this is my new venture, and I'm so happy that there's many of you along for the ride. I see 44 of you are watching live right now. That's awesome. Thank you. We're going to continue to improve. We're going to have some sponsors. We're going to give away some stuff. I got a lot of cool things lined up, but so far so good. It's been exactly how I thought it would go. And so thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you like our show, give us a thumbs up on the YouTube, especially if you watched after the fact. Click thumbs up. Subscribe to me. It's my channel, Jason Smith, Jason T. Smith. If you don't like it, give us a thumbs down, but tell us why. Leave us a comment. We are open to constructive criticism. Like, we'll fix things. People said my sound effects were too soft last week. I fixed it. They said Nay was slouching too much. We fixed it. We put her on three pillows.
I have 3 pillows
up higher.
Yeah.
See, look, you can see her beautiful face. Ta-da! So, with that being said, and we don't have a graphic for this yet. Oops. That was an accident. But happy accidents. And if you want to take your mute off, I will now bring you on. And who's there? Oh my gosh, it's Ann Barron. Hi, Ann.
Hi, Ann.
Hello.
Let me talk a little bit about Ann first before I bring you on. Ann and I have been friends for quite a while now, and of course you can't tell by watching us online, but Ann is very tiny and is the perfect definition of small things come in great packages. Ann and I next to each other is definitely a funny picture. Are you 5 foot?
4'10".
4'10". Okay, I'm 6'5". So if you've never seen us in person, I am 6'5". Ann's 4'10". That's a funny picture. So Ann is a great friend of both Nay and mine, and Ann sells a lot of women's clothes. So we thought we'd bring her on. And oddly enough, my 2 scores of the day were women's clothes. So why don't you? How long have you been selling on eBay, Ann?
I've been selling about 15 years.
And do you have a job? Do you do it full time? Is it a part-time thing? Tell us how your life is.
Sure. So it's part-time. My husband's a comic book writer, so I'm his webmaster and his social media person, and follow him around to Comic-Cons. And then I also have a part-time job where I welcome new businesses in the area too.
And how many items do you usually have on eBay at a given time?
Oh, I probably have about 120, 140, so not a huge amount, but.
Okay. And yes, Ann's husband is a famous comic book writer, and he's drawn me a picture, and I'm very appreciative of that, and I will show that in the near future. I forgot to dig it up. I'm sorry, my bad. But I love watching their travels around the country as they go to cons. It's very, very cool. I travel a lot too, but I live vicariously through you guys because I love seeing the pictures you post on Facebook. All right, so let's talk about some of your scores. And that's not what I meant. What I meant was, there we go. All right, so I'm going to tell you what I love about this, and then you can tell me about your score. So let me share it here. All right, so this is a little like a crop top denim jacket, but what I love, Ann, and what I do too is you angled your mannequin towards the camera to get a nice shot. This kind of thing, if you went straight on, I think you would lose the the feel. And I always tell my assistant, make sure when we got something cool like this collar or monogramming, angle it towards the camera.
That's a great tip.
So what'd you pay for this, Ann? Tell us about this.
So usually I pay less than $5 at the thrift store for the clothing. And what's nice is that collar has a lot of small little stones and beads that are sewn all on the collar, so it makes it kind of interesting, kind of the Western look. So makes it a little bit more fun jacket.
Yeah, that's a great. And then I'm going to leaf through your photos here, because you definitely, when you're doing clothing, you definitely want a variety of photos. So you got the nice, great straight-on shot. You
seem to nail your keywords with that too.
Thank you.
The bolero and cropped and everything. Yeah, you did really well with that.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's perfect, Nadine, because Ann, you filled up your title.
Yep, bling.
Proper keywords. You wrote it right.
Yep. That's definitely bolero. So that was actually the main keyword. You got that in there. So
I didn't realize you were in my closet. Where'd you get this?
The thrift store. And what was interesting with this dress is that brand, Hugo Biscotti, I'm probably saying it wrong, is not a hugely popular brand selling on eBay, but it's just a really pretty style. It's kind of the open knit. It's just a really nice little stylish dress.
And have you always used a mannequin? Have you ever used a live human model?
Sometimes I have. Actually, sometimes I've modeled with the clothes and just did it from the neck down. It was a blouse or a dress. But usually I use the mannequins. I used to just do hand clothes on a hanger, but learning from you folks and thrifting with the boys and other great sellers, I learned need to get a mannequin, do the presentation, have the background look just white, just kind of a bland background so it doesn't distract.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of mannequins. I have a whole army in my photo area, but there are certain times that it is imperative to have a human model, because when we all have dealt in vintage clothing, and there are some pieces that just cannot be done justice on the mannequin. And I have a piece right here. I mean, you're not going to be able to tell much by it, but it's a three-piece vintage Hawaiian outfit, and it's a dress, but it's slit all the way to the waist, so it's a cool little pattern, and it's got the belt and the pants. And I could put that on a mannequin, but it's not going to show much. But if I get it on somebody that it'll fit, and I'm going to take a picture out back by a palm tree, it'll be awesome. On a mannequin, that's $50. On a person by a palm tree with a little staging, $100 easy.
Right.
So those rare times where I'm like, you should use a human model. All right, so one of your things that I just loved was this. So let's go back to your listing. And there we go. And so this looks like it's a, now, I would think this is a pool cover-up, and I don't see that in your title.
Ran out of room.
So what'd you pay for it? Where'd you find it? Tell me all about it.
Found it at the thrift store. Again, paid about $4 for it. The thing is that these sell new about $26 on a website. And the person who bought it from me asked if I had another one or something similar. I'm like, nope, this is the only one. But it's just, a fun little T-shirt cover-up. So.
And yeah, that's kind of cute and sexy. I kind of like that.
I thought about you, Jason, but I don't think.
I don't think it would fit.
I don't think it would have fit.
Yeah.
Well, I think it fits just fine. Thank you, Ann. Now, what are the chances that's one of your scores, and I have one here?
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
that's crazy.
As soon as I saw that come through when you sent me the links, I was like, oh my God, I have one of those.
Oh, wow.
Well, that one fits you.
I bought it to wear at the pool. So, I mean, what are the chances?
All right, you need to stand up again.
All right.
Yeah, model this again.
Yeah, turn around, do the whole model thing.
Hang on.
Oh, Jason. That's cute.
I was blown away. My wife.
Wow, that looks great on you. That's made for you.
My wife and I bought matching ones on vacation last October, and I couldn't believe I saw that was your link. I'm like, get out! I've got one.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
So I'll be wearing this the rest of the episode, and maybe every episode. How's that sound?
You look great. You look great in it, Jason. That's you.
Thank you. Here,
I almost kept the T-shirt. We could have been twins.
I'll give you a little more cleavage. There you go. Too funny. And it's like we worked this out ahead of time, but no, that was just a very, very happy accident.
Wow.
Thank you. I'll be here all week. All right, I like this one thing because I know nothing about this, so I want you to talk about this other score you had here. So let me pop it up, and this is something I want to learn about. So there we go. Tell me what this is. The George Lundeen signed sculpture.
So this is a good example of, this is an artist who's in the Loveland area, so I already knew who he was when I bought it. I paid about $6 or $7 for it at the thrift store.
He's a local artist to you? Okay.
Yeah, he only lives about 10 miles from my house.
Okay.
So I knew the artist, and it's just a little wall sculpture, and it's bronze or metal. But since I knew he was a well-known artist locally, and I looked on WorthPoint, and that same item sold for about $26 and $54, and I priced it higher than WorthPoint's prices, and that sold for, I think, $89.
That's great.
So yeah, I sold it for $89. And so I went about $30 higher than the highest price on WorthPoint, and it sold.
That's great.
The person who bought it knew the artist too. She knew his artwork, so that's why she bought it.
So let me ask you, why'd you go so far above what you saw the normal selling price was?
Well, a couple of things was because he is, even though he's a local artist, he's pretty well known in his arena of being a sculptor. The second thing is the topic. It's a little girl and a little bird, so it's a very sweet topic that most people would like. It's small. It was very well made, and there wasn't any others on eBay, and the ones on WorthPoint had been 2 years ago. So it was really rare. It was probably like commissioned for a limited edition for a fundraiser or something. So there wasn't any others on eBay.
Oh yeah. I could kiss you, Ann. You that's exactly what we try and teach people in our groups, Thrifting with the Boys, Shipping with the Boys, and Marketing with the Boys, is yes, you should do your research, and WorthPoint is a great place to start with collectibles. And we're going to talk about WorthPoint more in the future, and I think they're going to come on as a sponsor. Just because you see something sell for $70 does not mean you should sell for $70. Take what they did, improve on it, and sell it for $90. Now, that being said, can I give you a tip of advice?
Sure.
This is a small piece. I was looking at your listing, 3 3/4 inch by 3 3¼ inch.
Yes.
In that picture, to me, it looks a lot bigger. In one shot, I might have put something in for scale. Since it's a small thing, maybe a quarter. Because I have bought things on eBay that, yes, I read the measurements, it didn't click in my head, and when I got it, I expected this, and I got this.
Sure.
Now, if somebody bought it who knows what they're looking for, cool. But I would have thrown something in for scale just for one picture. That way, too, if they ever said anything, you're like, well, I put a quarter in there. At least, you can see that it was a little bit smaller than you expected.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll do that because here's the thing: you do if you have something a little bit bigger and you do it with a Coke can or a beer can, no matter what country is viewing it, everybody has an idea what a 12-ounce can is in terms of size, and so that way there is something that can kind of be relatable to anybody shopping online.
Right.
Cool. That's awesome. That is a cool score. I love that. All right, let's talk. Well, actually, I want to talk about this. This is awesome because this is my teenage years right here. Hang on a minute.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Def Leppard music book. Let's get to the cover there. So where'd you find this? What'd you pay? Tell us about it.
Again, I found it at the thrift store, and I paid, I think, only a couple dollars, not very much for it. And it was in with the sheet music and, like music you'd have for church music or piano. And I just thought, wow, this is kind of seems cool. Great pictures in it. Again, I looked it up, and there wasn't, I think there was one other one, but there wasn't very many up there, so.
Yeah, Def Leppard is definitely one of my favorite bands from the 80s on, and they do a couple of residencies here in Vegas, and I have not seen it yet, but I will the next time they do the residency at the Hard Rock, because the Hard Rock's a great place to see concerts. All right, let's talk about some Ann duds. All right, Ann?
Sure.
You are like the rest of us. We all have our duds, don't we?
Yes.
And I don't mean Mike. Oh, wait, where's my drum? Where's my rim shot? Hang on. And I don't mean Mike. Thank you. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, so I see a Holly Hobby glass Christmas. Tell me about it.
So I thought Holly Hobby, and it looks like it's an older one, and I didn't look it up when I bought it. It was only 49 cents, so there wasn't much invested in it. But I've had it up there for a while. It hasn't sold. I think I've even taken off my active listing, so it's probably just, I'll use that as a drinking glass or donate it, but it's just by the time I do, yeah, it's just not moving at all.
So I gotta ask you a question too. It says expedited shipping $30. What's going on there, Ann?
Lordy, well, that was my bad.
I don't think I'm logged in the United States. Yeah, maybe that's the reason it didn't sell.
Problem. Yeah.
Hi, I could get this glass for $10, but I got to pay $30.50.
That'd be a bit of a problem.
I think we found your problem there, Ann.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's your other dud you sent me, which has more shipping. Yeah, we gotta look at your shipping. So come on over to Shipping with the Boys, and we will get you squared away.
Thank you.
But tell us about this glass.
So I could not find the brand of it, even though it's a pretty wine glass, just without having specifics on who made it and that type of thing. It just, again, it's not moving, and of course the shipping thing isn't helping it either. So.
Yeah, I think the shipping's got to be your problem. So we got to look at your listings.
Okay.
All righty, and let me pop that out. What else did you have up here? So I see you sold a nice Lane Bryant top.
Yeah, that was a score. So I learned this from the other folks that large sizes, and usually if it's something that looks real attractive and is pretty as well, Lane Bryant does really well. Usually sell those within a week or two of listing them.
Absolutely. I have the same, I find the same thing with Lane Bryant, yeah.
So when you say pretty, you mean like me, right?
Sure. Like you, Jason.
Thank you.
Well, plus sizes tend to sell well to begin with, but Lane Bryant always does sell well for me. Yeah, that's very true. Their in-store prices are actually, on the higher side, but you can sell their used, discontinued items for more than the original prices that they sold them in the actual Lane Bryant store. So.
Now, see, and it might be tough for you. Is it tough for you to find clothes because you're that short? Because it's tough for me because I'm big.
Sometimes it is, but it's not as I've gained weight, so it's easier now finding clothes than when I was a size 0.
Look, we always say bigger sizes sell, and it's just a fact of life.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but I'm tall, and most of my height is in my torso. I have very short inseam for 6'5". My inseam's 32, So I like my shirts 2XLT because it gives me some length, and I like my stuff a little bit longer. So I cannot waltz into any store and just pick up a shirt. I got to go to the big and tall stores for the most part. But some brands have added the big and tall line. I love Nautica clothing, and they added a big and tall line. Tommy Bahama's got a big and tall line. So keep your eyes open for those, because if you see an XLT, so 2XLT, that means 2 extra large tall, it'll be longer. If you see a 2XB for big, that means it'll be a little bit shorter, but it'll be wider. So keep your eyes open for those, because even if it's a plain shirt, the bigger you get in size, the less it really matters. Now, if you can find something stylish in like a 5XB, great. But if it's just a blue shirt, I wouldn't buy just a blue shirt in a medium, but I would buy just a blue shirt in a 5XB. Because when you're a 5XB, you don't have as many options. And so it's easy to shop online, and you just click buy, and it shows up at your house a few days later. All right, I want you to talk about this, Ann, because my mom loves this line, and I know it sells well. Fresh produce.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and sounds like you know about that too, Nadine.
Yes, absolutely.
It's made in the USA. That dress was 100% cotton.
Yep.
I personally don't like the style for myself, but every time I get
They have kind of like a handmade kind of stampy kind of feel to them, and they're cute, but not my style either, but they sell very well.
Right.
Yep.
And I'm glad you said that, because when I teach classes, new people thrifting tend to only gravitate to what they like. Oh, yeah. And the best example is I was teaching my parents how to pick T-shirts, and when I teach T-shirts, I have them go through the section, and then I follow behind, and then I go, why don't you buy this, this, or this? Because T-shirts are pretty easy. They're a yes or no. This would be a yes, and if it's just like a plain blue medium, it'd be a no. And so my dad passed some cool stuff, and I said, why did you pass this and this? And my dad said, because I don't like it.
No.
And I said, Dad, I don't give a shit what you like or don't like. What I care about is the customer who likes it, who's got money. So don't shop emotionally, because that's called shopping emotionally. If you're only looking for things you like, you're leaving money on the racks.
So Fresh Produce is a great brand. If you find that, always pick it up if it's in good condition. I actually have a fish skirt that I need to list that's Fresh Produce, and it has a small tear in it, so I do have to take it to get it mended. Once I get it mended, that will sell like a hotcake. So that brand always sells really well for me.
And they're easy. They're what you just saw with Ann's listing. They're usually kind of a pastel-based color.
Yeah, they're kind of not my style either, but people love it. So.
Nah, but my mom rocks them. So when I find them, I always call Mom first. You want this? If she doesn't want it, then I sell it.
The other reason I also caught my attention, because it was made in the USA and it was 100% cotton. So I'm sure you're nodding there, Nadine. So that kind of caught my attention when I was looking at it.
Absolutely.
The brand.
And I always add that in my description as well, if it's a USA made item, and I always add the fabric content and the care as well. So, but cotton is definitely something that people like. So.
Right.
Yep, if it's made in the USA, whether it's vintage or modern, make sure you trumpet that, because
oh yeah, definitely, yeah,
that's an important factor.
Yeah.
All right, so we touched a little bit on Lisa Frank last week, and look what you have, Ann.
Oh my.
I see a Lisa Frank. What is this? A clipboard?
Wow.
So that clipboard, it was at the thrift store, and I think I paid $1 or $2 for it, and the other thrifters just passed it by, and I went, okay, I'm going to pick that up, and I've had some lowball offers, but I'm sure I'm going to get pretty close to my asking price.
So
yeah, that is a vintage 80s Lisa Frank, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah. They also make newer items now, but I think that logo is the old logo, so that's an added bonus on that.
So let me show people, like, we touched on it a little bit last week, and we're going to touch on it a little bit this week. But if you haven't looked for Lisa Frank stuff, Get ready. Get ready. You're gonna crap your pants right here. Look at that bag. Went for 600. This one went for 500.
That's crazy. It
This
is
one went for
crazy.
400. I mean, you
There
find
are the Lisa Frank fans. They are crazy. They will buy. They will pay.
I mean, this is insane.
I keep looking for the bags.
Yeah. So there's your tip, Lisa Frank stuff. I found my first one by myself because Nadine helped me find my first one.
Yeah, that was
truly. But by myself, I found my first one this week in Vegas. Needs a little cleaning. And if it was anything else, I would have left it behind. But I'm like, oh, my God, I found my first Lisa Frank by myself. I'm taking it home, and I'm going to clean it up. And I'll give myself an ah.
It was a throw, right?
It's a fuzzy folder.
Oh, it's a folder? I thought it was like a fleece blanket.
No. It's like a fuzzy, like 3-ring binder folder kind of thing. Of course, it'd be
like
nice
fleece,
if I had it
right?
here.
But it's like made out of fleece.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
So, Ann, how long have we been friends?
Few years.
I was just talking to my wife today, and we live in a great time. We live in a time when it's so easy to converse with anybody around the world, and you can have friends you've never met in person, but you've had these long, deep conversations, and I think it's just awesome that we can connect in this way and, touch people anywhere in the world. I just absolutely love, I'm so glad we live in this time because, when people complain about shipping taking a little longer than normal, I remind them, just a little over 100 years ago, your mail showed up once a month by a guy on a pony. So keep that in mind. We've come a far way, people. A far, far way. All right? So, Ann, when am I going to see you again? We don't have anything planned coming up that we're going to hang out together at, do we?
Always welcome to Colorado.
Yeah, it's on my short list. I got to get up there for a couple of reasons. I like to have some thrifting classes, see some of my friends, and there is some great shopping in the Denver area. I have not been there in a while, and I absolutely love up there. So, yes, I will get there sooner or later, and we will definitely hang.
Sounds good.
All right, well, I want to thank Ann for being our guest tonight.
Thank you, Ann.
Ann is the bomb diggity. I absolutely love her. And I want to say thank you, Ann.
Thank you, Jason and Nadine. It was fun.
Thank you.
We'll see you around Facebook, girlfriend.
Okay.
Bye, Ann.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Ann. All right, it's just me and Nay. We're going to finish up the show here. I think I want to finish our show every week. We didn't plan anything specific, but I think I want to finish our show with a little inspiration. And in a couple weeks, I'm going to have my buddy Tim Taylor come on the show. And if you're in our Thrifting with the Boys group, you're going to know the story, but I want to share it with you real quick. I have no visuals because I'm just this is off the cuff. Tim is in a wheelchair, and we'll talk about why he's in a wheelchair when he's on as a guest. But he went to a Goodwill that was in an older building, and his wheelchair could not get up the curb. And he talked to them about it, and they were like, well, sorry, we can't do anything. But Tim is a dedicated thrifter, and he wanted to thrift. So what did Tim do? He drove his wheelchair down to the local lumber store, had them cut a piece of board. He drug it back, had it dropped in front of the store, and wheeled in. That, ladies and gentlemen, is dedication. If you complain about having a bad hair day or your cat pooped on the carpet, or in my case, my dog's peed on the carpet, don't sweat it. Tim had to go make his own ramp to get into a thrift store. So this week, our hero is Tim.
And next week is going to be a very interesting episode, so you'll have to stay tuned.
Let's tease that. So this is our second and final test show. And with other than me being a little slow in the graphics and the sound effects, I promise I will get better. Next week is our first official show. So I want to announce a couple things. I'm going to Philly next week, and Nay and I are going to do some thrifting, and we're going to do some, we might throw a class. Actually, we're going to throw a class. If you're listening, we are throwing a thrifting class next week. I will put it in the group. Make sure you hop in there because it's going to be limited seating, so to speak. Limited standing next to us and shopping. And we're going to work through a store. We're going to find some goodies. And next week will be our first official live show Nadine and I will be shoulder to shoulder, so it'll be a little bit different than the norm, but we have a big announcement to make next week, and you're going to want to tune in because it's going to be kind of life-altering. Think that's a good way to say it, Nay?
Yeah, it's a very important announcement, and yeah, I think everyone definitely needs to tune in next week because it'll be a memorable episode.
Yeah, we decided episode 1 should just be punch you in the face memorable. So
it's going to be memorable, that's
yes.
for sure.
So and we'll make sure it's Nadine punching the face and not me because I'll probably knock you out if I punch you in the face. Let me tell you that right now. So before we
it'll be a standout episode though, so tune in.
So let me hop through the chat real quick and see if anybody else has any questions. I see a lot of nice thanks for the tips on like Lane Bryant, Lisa Frank. Jason looks pretty like a girl. Tim is a badass. Yes, Tim is a badass. Tim is my hero. You know, we got a lot of heroes in life. A lot of people look up to dorks like Kim Kardashian or whatever, but Tim Taylor is my hero. And he will be on soon. So our next show is next Thursday. It's a week from today, same time, same channel. I will have the links everywhere, and you're not gonna want to miss because next week is gonna set the tone for our next couple months. All right, so make sure you tune in next week. And great show, Nay. I loved it.
Yeah, I think it was great. Thank you.
Anne was a great guest, and we're gonna.
She's fantastic. We love Anne.
We're going to have guests every week, and though I'm going to try and make them kind of specific, maybe to the week of what we're going to talk about, or like I definitely want to have Tim share his story. So if you want to be a guest, cool, drop me a note. If you got something to share, we would love that. If you want to ask us a question, go to our Facebook fan page, Thrifty Business with Jay and Nay. Sorry, I got to get that right.
If you have a topic suggestion, also please let us know because we might highlight it in our 2-minute topic segment.
Yeah, I love that. That worked out exactly how I thought it would, and that's great. And if you liked our 2-minute topic segment but wanted a little more detail, come into any of the Facebook groups or the fan page. We can discuss it a little bit more in depth. But like I said before, if you don't like what we're doing, you think we should fix something, if you don't like me in this pretty top, let me know. We're kind of a work in progress, but I think we've got the bones for a great show, and I think Nay and I are a good complement with different things. Mother of three cats, a dog, a husband.
Yes.
I have 3 pugs, but no kids. So we have our differences, and I think going forward it's going to be a great show with a lot of fun topics and a lot of fun guests. Alrighty, nothing. No more questions in the chat. So we are almost at the hour mark. We keep coming in 2 minutes short. So you got anything to add, Nay?
No, I thank everyone for tuning in. I think this is great. I'm excited. I'm very shy. This is not my forte, but I am excited about this show. Like, I think it's going to be really great, and I'm getting into it now. So I think it's exciting. And next week, everyone definitely has to tune in because it will be a very interesting week.
Yeah, memorable would be an understatement.
Yeah, so definitely don't miss next week.
Yeah, and plus what we're going to do is I'll be in a hotel. I booked a suite with an office, so we're going to do some shopping that week. We'll have some of our stuff set up behind us.
Yeah,
so
we'll be side by side next week, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, we'll be shoulder to shoulder. I'll pick another shirt, though. I'll retire this one for now, but I'll bring this shirt back again because this is definitely my sexy shirt. Here, let me get some music. So thank everyone for tuning in. We love you guys.
Thank you.
It's going to be an awesome show, and follow me on YouTube. Like us, dislike us. I don't care as long as you're watching. That's what's important. Leave us a note, and we will definitely get back to you.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.